Good morning, children. Today we shall discuss the last part of the chapter, Research Methodology. In this part, we are going to discuss case study method and the tools of research. Two tools of research are the questionnaires and interviews. So let us begin with the last method, that is case study method. Case is the subject which is chosen by the researcher and the facts are investigated by him. So this method is a unique method because in this method we are studying the unique personalities or unique groups or the unique civilizations or the unique institutions. In a society, something or someone who is doing the things differently or who is holding a unique position in the society, this case study method is conducted on him or on her or on that civilization or group to collect the attitude or to collect the facts about his working. So, case study is an investigation of any individual or group whose variables are measured, especially the characteristics of the individuals or groups are measured. So we see that it is a form of qualitative analysis. Qualitative means we look into the quality of that person. As we have studied earlier, that in statistics method or statistical method, we study the quantitative aspects. But in this method, our main purpose is qualitative analysis. So the researcher is very careful in the complete observation of that person or situation or any institution. The situation may be any like the riot or any clashes between two communities or any institution like family or state or economy or economics, education, religion. So this study is conducted on any. On any means on any individual or group or institution or a situation. It begins from a single person to the whole civilization. So it can be conducted like this. In the word of Professor Young, the case study method may be defined as an all-inclusive and intensive study of an individual in which the investigator brings to bear all his skill and methods, or as a systematic gathering of enough information about a person to understand how he or she functions as a unit of society. So in a society, children, there are different kind of persons or different kinds of situations we face or different kinds of groups. So in this case study method, the investigator or the researcher uses all his skills and methods to investigate the minor points about the person who is going to be studied by him. So the researcher want to know how that person is functioning as a unit of society. He may be a criminal, or he may be a politician of a different kind, he may be a businessman, or he may be anything but the one who is unique of its kind. The case study method is employed in studying an individual case of that of a group or a community or an institution, as I have discussed. Any case being studied is a representative of many. For example, we study one person and he becomes the representative of many persons of the same kind. Like we are studying a criminal, so the study or the case study becomes the representative of other criminals of the same kind. We study any group and that becomes the representative of other groups of the same kind, which are having the same characteristics. So, Professor Burgess says that this case study method is the social microscope. Through microscope, as we observe the minute things, in the same way, through case study method, we want to collect and we try to collect the minor points about a person or a group or any civilization. This method is usually employed or used for the study of professional criminals whose method of committing crime is absolutely different from others, and it is also used to study the other social deviants, and this involves an investigation and an analysis of all the factors entering into the case and its examination from as many points of view as possible. So this method investigates the unique characters and each and everything about them. Some of the techniques which are used in this method are interviews, questionnaires, life histories, and documents of all kinds having a bearing on the subject. So all these are the techniques which are used in this method. All such material which may enable the sociologist to have a deep insight into the problem. And children, thoroughness is the keystone of this method. It means not only few points are investigated, but each and every point about that person or that group or that community is collected. So thoroughness is the basic of this method. This case study method is based on some principles, like the principles of acceptance, number 1, second, self-determination, and thirdly, the confidentiality. The principle of acceptance refers to the attitude of the worker, his respect for the client as an individual, which gives him a sense of security. Then second is the principle of self-determination, which allows the client to decide for himself rather than deciding for him. And the third is the principle of confidentiality. It implies that the relationship between the case worker, means researcher, and the client, means subject, is one of trust, and whatever is revealed to the worker is to be kept confidential. So these are the three principles: acceptance, self-determination, and confidentiality. Now, where this case study method is being used in the society or for in which areas. So we see that the casework is used in a variety of settings like the child care, child guidance institutions, schools, colleges, medical and psychiatric settings, family welfare, marriage counseling centers, institutions for the old and infirm, as well as handicapped. So it is advantageous for these organizations. Case study, we have seen that it is not quantitative but it is qualitative. So case study is a qualitative analysis which consists of very careful and complete observation of an individual or a social situation or a social unit. So this is all about case study method. It has some characteristics and it has some methods which are used for the collection of data. I will provide you these points in the notes. Now let us discuss the research tools. Every researcher needs some tools. So here we are going to discuss two research tools. Number one is questionnaires and second is the interviews. First is questionnaires. Questionnaires are one of the techniques that can be used to collect data using the survey method. These questionnaires are of two types: open response question and the closed response questions. Open response questions are the questions which may bring out answers from the respondents without limiting them. Means he can answer in any way and there is no limit of the words, there is no limit of the time, but the respondent is free to give answer in any way. The skilled open questions may guide the respondents to frame their own answers truly reflecting their mind. It means whatever is coming in their mind, whatever language they feel free to describe it, or up to any length they can answer. So we call it open response questions. There is no limit. The respondent is using his own words. Then second is closed response questions. These closed response questions have predetermined options for the answers and you have to give the given answers only. This is less valid than open-ended questions because the choices might be restrictive. But we see that it is more reliable because the form of questions and answers is set. So the researcher can use the data more uniformly. They give means the respondent give a restricted is given a restricted choice for answers. Often yes or no or true or false, like this. So he has to answer within the limits. Now the scaled responses are used mainly for measuring attitudes and the perceptions, means the viewpoints. These scales are like strongly agree or undecided or disagree or strongly disagree. Means you have to tick mark only one choice. So options are given and this is called closed response questions. Now comes the second tool, that is interviewing. And we see that interviewing is the most common data collection technique for all the research work. This technique is useful for all ages and socioeconomic groups and also for those who have language difficulties. These interviews are of three kinds: unstructured, semi-structured and structured. Unstructured interviews are informal conversation. And this kind of interviews may go in depth into a topic and are appropriate for obtaining the sensitive or required information. So the researcher may conduct an informal talk, may be used as introduction, and interviewee should be given a scope to open up. The interviewer should present himself as a tactful, interested, but professional person with whom respondents can talk freely. So this informal type of conversation is called unstructured interview. Then comes semi-structured. This semi-structured interview has some qualities of formal interview and some informal. So in these type of interviews, the researcher uses guides. Interview guides normally have standard introduction and conclusions. But the interviewer is flexible also. Means he can add some other questions and the informal way. So he uses coded closed response questions like did you know this issue? And the answer what he wants is yes or no. But he can use open-ended probe questions also like why. And for answering why there is no limit. So both are included in semi-structured questions, formal and informal. And it is mainly used for marketing and advertising, like when we want to know something about any market product or the consumer goods. Then the third interview is structured. Structured interviews use formal, standardized questionnaires. So the researcher uses set questions and requires set response codes. So they are used in a structured interview so that the scope for generalizing conclusion is there. These questions are used to seek opinions or perceptions, and they contain large number of short questions. Qualitative answers are also accepted in a structured interview with limited importance. So we see that it provides a mixture of qualitative and quantitative data. So these are the three kinds of interviews: unstructured, semi-structured and structured. The questionnaires are of two kinds: open response questions and closed response questions. So this is the end of the chapter. Here in this chapter, children, we have studied 5 kinds or 5 methods for sociological research. First one was experimental or scientific method. Second is historical method. Third is comparative method or anthropological method. Statistical method. And the last today we discussed case study method. So go through the chapter and try to understand.